Hi, I'm Ed Fisher. I'm the Director of Golf Instruction at Rogue Valley Country Club. Today we're going to talk about getting out of bunkers, but before we do, we need to talk about the importance of proper equipment. I carry 3 wedges, all of which can be used from the bunkers. My typical sand wedge is my 56 degree. It has the right bounce and it's made for helping me get the ball out of the bunkers. Very important that you have that kind of equipment. So once we've ended up in the bunker, we've got to have a good fundamental way to get out of this bunker, and confidence is a big help here. So when we get in the bunker, we've got to have a good plan for what it takes to get out of the bunker. So one of the things we have to do is set ourselves up properly to hit the kind of shot that helps the club get through the sand and take the ball out on a cushion of sand, which is the big important part, because the club never actually strikes the golf ball when we're in the sand. So what I try to do here is I try to picture a couple of different lines, and the first line is I'm going to line my feet up a little bit open or slightly to the left of the target. I'm going to open my club face because I want to use the bounce on the sole of this sand wedge to get through the sand. So I'm going to open the club face, which is going to be slightly to the right. The idea being, and I always swing down my body lines, that the ball comes out in between and heads towards our target. So when I set up in the bunker, I'm going to get my feet down into the bunker a little bit, and this gives me a good solid foundation. When I've done this, I can also feel legally what it feels like underneath the top layer of the sand. So I get my feet down there, and because of that, I'm going to choke down on the club or choke up on the club. I'm going to make the club a little shorter. And now I'm going to look about 2 to 3 inches behind the ball. There's no absolute amount, but I'm going to look behind the ball, and I'm going to look at where I want that club to enter the sand. Now I'm going to swing the club back and through, and that's where the really important part comes. One of the biggest issues that people have when they get in the sand is understanding what they're doing wrong and the fact that they don't know where the club is actually entering the sand. This is a great drill for practicing that. What I've done is drawn a line in the sand where the ball would be in my stance. Notice it's slightly ahead of center. So now what I'm going to do without hitting a golf ball is I'm going to practice entering the sand in a good spot, which is 2 to 3 or so inches behind the golf ball. As you can see, my club entered the sand just a few inches behind the ball. What you'll find out is if you don't get to your left side, which is what most people do, we'll enter the sand way back here, and that's when we see the golf ball get bladed into the lip of the bunker or we hit it fat.